Tuesday, June 26, 2018, Monaco 64, home of alternative economics and contrarian views. So aside from looking at the market briefly this morning, I'm going to talk about why the public is discouraged from owning precious metals, from acting responsibly, from being frugal, from saving, and why nowadays, especially in the last 25 years, the whole purpose of the establishment and business is to get people consuming, borrowing. I mean, I remember when I moved to the UK back in the early 90s, the culture was different. It wasn't like today. Nowadays, everything is on credit. I remember back then, there was credit, of course. People did borrow money, but it wasn't like it was today. So I'll cover that topic and give my opinion why that is. So, and before I do that, of course, let's have a look at what the markets are doing. It's 8:23 a.m. London. Yesterday, of course, was not a great day for the stock markets. We're still above key technical levels in the stock market, so the stock market hasn't broken down yet. But the Dow finished down 328 points, which isn't really that much anymore, you know, with the Dow at 24,000. It's only 1.33%. S&P was down 38 or 1.37%. And the NASDAQ composite was down 2% or 160 points. We did rebound off the lows. There was some comment from a Trump economic advisor that supposedly helped the market a little bit. But I don't think that matters really. So where are we this morning? Well, we've rebounded a little bit in the stock market. Gold and silver are still being kept under the lid. And they'll probably go down further. Some people think that they look technically pretty bad. But is that because people are rushing out there selling their physical gold and panicking, oh, this is too risky? No, it's because the bullion banks, which are basically extensions of the central banks and the fiat money system, they've got an agenda, and right now they don't want gold going up, so or silver, but it's historically that's where the only way to protect your liquid assets. Of course, you can have your assets in property or land or a reputable or a good business, but in terms of liquid assets, I think, yeah, gold and silver have for thousands of years protected people. That's why central banks keep it, or governments. They still have gold reserves. Why the hell do they have it? So right now, spot gold is $1263.50, down about $1.80. Range has been $1262.50 to $1268. I think Friday the low was around $1261. So that's right now the support. Silver is down about just under 3 cents at $1629.50. Range has been $1628 to $1637. So yeah, the Dow has rebounded a bit here. It's up 64. The Dow futures up 0.25% at 24,320. It has been down as far as 24,210. So it was down about 50 points earlier overnight. So it has rebounded. S&P 500 future is up 5 or 0.2%. The NASDAQ 100 future is up 22 or 1/3%. So yeah, stock markets have rebounded slightly, nothing dramatic, and yeah, we still haven't broken key levels in the stock market. We need another 400, 300 point drop to be concerned about things. And even, you know, if we break down and we break the low from earlier this year, that's when I guess people will be concerned. I think it was around 23,300. Let's have a look here quickly. I'll look for you. So yeah, it's just above 23,000. So we're still, you know, over 1,000 points away from key levels. We've got the low as well from end of April, which was around 23,500. So I would say, yeah, keep an eye on those levels, 23,500, 23,000. Unless we break those, the stock market should keep going sideways for now. Currencies. So where are the currencies this morning? People in the FX market, when they say the currencies, they actually mean everything else apart from the dollar, because the dollar has been the reserve currency since 1944, I guess, if you want to be exact, maybe even a little before. So this morning the pound is unchanged, 132.76, so no change there. Euro likewise unchanged, 116.97, so not much move there. The dollar is weaker against the yen. It's 109.65, down 0.1%, which is pretty small. What about crude oil? Crude oil is remaining fairly strong. It's 68.11. Looking, you know, at the chart, recently we dropped. Yeah, last week we made a low around just above 63, and it's rebounded really well, even though there was this talk about all this OPEC meeting. But I think the OPEC meeting actually didn't go very well. So if anything, there seems to be some kind of indecision amongst the powers that be in that organization, and that should help oil prices. So I spoke earlier about why it is that the establishment, the financial elite, the mainstream media, of course, the institutions of learning, why do they really denigrate gold and try to keep people away from it? And why do I say mainstream media and institutions of learning? Well, because they are financed by the people who run the fiat money system. And why is the fiat money system so much in their interest? Well, because they can create money out of thin air. The more money they create, the more money they make. The more money they make, the less money we make. The more assets they can buy, the more they can control us. The more they can buy politicians, the more they can change the laws, the rules. And so, just like Mayor Amschel Rothschild said in the 19th century, you know, I care not who makes the rules, as long as I control the money, you know, because with the money, and if you have a money that is decentralized like gold, and I know for now gold has been hijacked and so has silver, and it's controlled by these same people, but it hasn't been in the past, because if government is involved and you let money flow in a free market, competition will make money move around. Some people say, oh, but our country has no gold. We have no gold. But that's not the point. Look at Switzerland. Switzerland doesn't have any gold, any mineral wealth, but they have a lot of gold. Why? Because they've provided a service. Gold is money. So you could be somewhere where there's no gold, but if you have something that other people want, they're going to exchange that gold. So that's not the problem. You know, look at South Africa. They have a lot of gold, and look how poorly their economy is doing. So it doesn't really matter if a country has gold or not. So yeah, the powers that be, they want to perpetuate the system where they can create, you know, the main product that they deal in. They want to perpetuate a system that allows them to create it ad infinitum. Because, you know, like, for example, Theresa May has just come out and said that she wants to fund the NHS, an extra 20 billion pounds in the next few years. And she's going to borrow that or tax you. So when she borrows that 20 billion, she's going to have to go through the gilt market or the bond market in the UK. And who benefits from that? Well, the bankers. They'll get a cut out of that 20 billion. You will get the liability out of that 20 billion. So with gold, gold though limits that. Bankers will still be around when there's gold, but they've got to earn their gold deposits. They got to do something right, something productive to earn those deposits, to earn the trust of the depositors and the consumers and the people. And gold can't be created out of thin air. So their profits won't be as big. They won't have as much control. So what do? Well, in the fiat money system, they have to make sure that people are not attracted to gold. They have to always denigrate it. Sometimes, they have to pump and dump it so that people get into it, and then they pull the plug, and then the price drops, and they say, oh, look how risky it is. And then people forget it, and they have to do what they've done in the last few years. Even though they've printed trillions upon trillions of fake fiat money, they've kept the price of gold from going up. Yeah, many are discouraged and have left probably the gold market. They want to get rid of it. They think it's useless. And that's what they want. They've succeeded. But it's only those like me and like you who are still listening to me who truly understand how the system works. Those are the only people that hold on to it, because they know that what we have now is false, fraudulent, and what they want you to do basically is not be frugal, not try to save in real money. They want you to just keep playing their game, living beyond your means, taking the credit card loan, taking the unsecured loan, taking a second mortgage, withdrawing equity from your house, taking the expensive holidays even though you can't afford it. Yeah, they want you to keep you on the treadmill of debt. So that's why I think that's the end game. It's an ongoing game. There is no end game really. It's an ongoing game that they want to keep you on. So I'm not here to convince or convert anyone to my way of thinking. I'm just giving you my opinion. It's up to you to do your homework, and don't believe in what I say. Do your homework, learn about the system, learn about gold, fiat money, the monetary system, history, like I've done. Hopefully, I'll be able to help. But yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. And before I leave, I wanted to say that I'm going to put a link above in the cards to a video interview of a guy called Pepe Escobar. He's like a geopolitical analyst, journalist from the Asia Times. And he talks about the world right now. And Zero Hedge published this interview, and it's on YouTube. And they say Pepe Escobar covers the world from New York aristocracy to the end of America's hegemony. So I think it's an interesting video to listen to. He's a pretty clever guy. He's actually a bit like me. He was originally from Brazil, and he left in 1985. And I left in 1987, I would say technically. So yeah, listen to that if you want to know what's happening in the world of geopolitics. I think he's quite keyed in, this guy. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please like, make sure you share it with people you think would enjoy my content. Yeah, and you can also follow me on DTube, Steemit, and on Twitter. And I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye.